Alright students, today I'm going to show you WeVideo for publishing your PSAs. So I didn't know much about WeVideo prior to tonight, but I've done some exploration. Hopefully I can share with you what I learned in hopes that it will help you learn as well. So WeVideo is an app that you're going to get in your Google Drive. When I go to my Google Drive, it appears right here as WeVideo Video Editor. If I connect more apps, if you aren't seeing WeVideo, you'll just need to go to Connect More Apps and find it. And then it should have one of these blue Connect buttons up here. You can go ahead and install it as an app in your Drive. So now that I have WeVideo, if I go in here and scroll over to find it and open one up, it's going to open up the WeVideo editor for me in Google Drive. So here I am in my WeVideo editor. You can see that I've tried a couple down here trying to figure out how exactly to do this. But I'm going to click New Project. And I'm going to go ahead and name my new project. So we'll do PSA Tutorial Live. And go ahead and create that. When I create it, it puts it into my list here. And so then to edit it, I'm going to go ahead and go down here, click Create New Video. Now I'm going to start by showing you the basic WeVideo. So up here in the corner, it gives us the account settings, and it allows us to do either a storyboard, a timeline, or advanced. If you're new to WeVideo like I was, I started with a storyboard. A storyboard allows you to put in your basic backgrounds, one song that's going to go through the whole thing, and then your text on top of those things. Now, if you start with that and decide, you know what, I want to mix up the music in between, I can switch over to the intermediate editor. This gives us more options as we go through. So you can have a song start and then a different song start. So if you're trying to do one of those changes in mood. So you have a little bit more options with the timeline. And then the advanced is for people who have video editing experience. So if you have done this a lot, go ahead and try the advanced. For me today, I'm going to stick with the storyboard and then maybe go into the timeline a little bit. So I'm going to go ahead and save that. And here I am in storyboard mode. So basically what I'm going to have the option to do is to drag things into my storyboard down here. I can drop in a song that's going to go over it, and then I can record a voiceover if I want. One thing I want to show you is the themes within WeVideo, because we have the option here to make our video look a certain way. So right now the basic is going to be kind of like this, a basic background, some basic font. But depending on what kind of mood you want to set with your PSA, you might choose to do a different theme. So if I choose, for example, Icy Blast, we can see that the theme has some different things going on in it. If we wanted to set a more low-key tone or a sadder tone, we might choose to do this newer. When I was doing one before, I did it as undercover. It gives a kind of a top secret spy feel to it. So depending on what theme you want to create, you might look at what your different options are here and try to pick one that would help get some things in there that you're going to want to use. So if I'm going to do a more low-key one, I might try this theme. So I'm going to go ahead and click this theme. Notice it tells me down here, a melodramatic way to tell any story in black and white, memories. So it's going to give me little things down here that help me out. Let's do one of these melodramatic ones. What it brings up for me right away is going to be my title slide. And I can go ahead and click Edit and put in the first thing that I want to appear in my video. So maybe it's every day it happens to kids all over the school. So this is what's going to appear at the very beginning. I have some editing options here. I could change the text color. Maybe I want to be dramatic and have it come up in red. I could bold it, italics, etc. So I can change it up a little bit, and then I click Done Editing. If I scroll back to the beginning, I can always watch what this is going to look like. So there was my quick preview of what that's going to look like. Then I have to drag in my next slide. So here's the options I have. I can either upload my own media. So if I upload media, it's going to take me to a spot where I can browse on my computer to look for things that I might want to upload to my video. So if I go, example, here to my school pictures, I have some video clips from last year that I might choose to upload to the video. I could also browse and look in pictures and find some pictures that I would be interested in uploading to my video as well. If you'd like to get a picture from the internet, we could go to Google, and maybe I'm searching for a picture of bullying, and I go to images. I want to make sure to set it in search tools, usage rights, so that I can reuse this with modification, because I'm going to change it by putting my own stuff over the top. So if I want to use this picture, then I'm just going to right click and save that image. Try that again. Right click and save that image. And then when I go back to my video and I browse, I'm going to be able to find that image and upload it over here. Now when I'm back in my storyboard, that image, once it uploads, should appear in my media here. There we go. Now it says it's done. Storyboard. Here's that image. I can add it in there. Once I've added it in there, I have the choice then to do some editing to it. So this caption is going to appear on the clip. If I don't want anything to appear on the clip, I can just leave it blank. So maybe I just want that picture to come up. I can adjust then how long that picture is going to appear on the screen. So maybe I just want it to pop up there quick. I can always scroll back and watch my whole video to see how I'm doing. Notice because of the theme I picked, it made my image black and white. If I don't like that, I can always go into effects and I can change it to something else. So I could do a different type of setup on that item. It gives me little previews there of what that would look like. My other option I have is to go up here and use the graphics that are already in WeVideo. So these are going to be animated backgrounds that I can put in and then put my words on top of. Say I wanted this streak background, I could add it in there. I can edit it, and then I can put in my words. Notice I can't really see them right now, so I'm just going to go ahead and change that color to something that I can see. Notice if I can see it there, I probably can't see it on my screen. So there we go, done. And then I can just play that slide to see how that looks. A couple things I noticed. First of all, that background doesn't really seem to go with the words that I have coming up on the screen. So be careful to pick backgrounds not just because they're cool, but because they go with what it is that you want to say. Second, I noticed that it's going on for a long time. I only have 1 minute to do this video, so using 15 seconds of it to have that one slide come up probably isn't very good. So I could shrink this down to what I want it to be instead. Other options I have would be to put solid backgrounds in, to add different music. So if I don't like the music that came with the theme, I can go in here and they have tons of different musics that you can listen to. They have them by theme, so if you want a fast song or a sad song or a quiet song or a tense song exploring tension, and then you can play them before you insert them to make sure that that's what you want in your video. That's the basics of using the storyboard. I want to show you how timeline's a little bit different for a minute. So I'm going to switch over to timeline mode. You're going to notice that things look a little different down here. Right, our slides have been shifted around a little bit. And if I scroll down, I'm going to see a couple of rows here. This one is my music row. For those of you who were wanting to do that change in your music, this would be the mode you'd want to use. So here we can put in one music, done editing, and then at this point we could add in a different sound. So I can just drag this down here so I can start a different sound in there. So now if I'm playing this clip, I could do that change in music that we talked about in class. It's going nicely. And then I have that change. So if you're wanting to do the change in music, the change in sound effects, you need to be in the mode where you have the timeline where you can actually see the music clips. Same thing with your voiceover. If you want to be doing multiple voiceovers that come in different parts, go into the timeline mode and then you can do a voiceover for a part and leave a break, and then put in another voiceover and leave a break, and another voiceover and leave a break. So that's in the timeline mode. Now if you get really fancy and go to the advanced mode, now you have video 1, main video, audio 1, voiceover, theme music. So it's a little bit different. Again, they've condensed things a little bit. I'm not advanced in the slightest at video editing, so the highest I would go would be timeline mode. And I would mostly do it if I was interested in changing up those sound effects along the way or recording multiple little voiceover clips that I could put in there. When I'm done with my clip, when everything looks perfect, when I've previewed it up here, I'm just going to go to Publish, set a title for your video, and then go ahead and set it. We're going to do one of the free publishes, either free with the watermark or free watermark. 720 HD uses twice as much export time, so this one's going to take a lot longer for the sake of the video. I'm just going to do the shorter one. And then we scroll down and click Publish Video. It's going to show me that it's publishing. Notice that that video I just made was 1 minute and 3 seconds. So I don't have very much in there, and it went pretty quick. So just make sure that when you're making your video, you're keeping track of that time. If I go back to my timeline here, and I go to the end of my song, it shows me right here how long that is. So make sure that this is staying under that 1 minute mark. So someplace under this 1 minute mark is where you want to be when you are making your video. See my cloud spinning up here. It's telling me don't restart. It's going to go. It's going to happen. So when your video is done, it'll take you to a different website. Here's one that I made earlier. So it'll take us to a different website where it then has a link. This is the link that you'll want to keep track of so that you can go back and find it later. This is the link that you'll eventually share with me for our PSA publishing next week. So here's one I made earlier. It's not perfect because I made it quick to learn about some stuff, but here it goes. One thing I'm noticing is that in order to get all the words in there that I wanted, I had to cut down the time of the slides by a lot. And because of that, there's not enough time left to read what's on the slide. So really be cautious as you're making your videos about how long things are up on the screen and if that's a realistic amount of time for people to read what's on the screen, or if you need to do a voiceover to say it instead. That's the basics of WeVideo. It takes a little bit of exploration, but the end product can be really cool. There's great sound effects in there that you can use, and there's some really cool backgrounds. When you're in the more advanced mode, there's also frames and overlays that you can use. to make things explode or go pow. So all different sorts of things you can use. It'll just take a little bit of exploration. Hopefully I've convinced you to use WeVideo. It's definitely a cool option and something that can give you a really professional quality experience in your PSA.